Welcome to Paul's Take. And I bet you didn't realize this, but I had an Xterra. And I have this Jeep Liberty right now. Jeep Liberty is a 2012 version, four-wheel drive, trail rated. And not too long ago, I had a 2011 Nissan Xterra. That one was only two-wheel drive. But nonetheless, I got a pretty good feeling. I had the thing for a while, so I could really compare it, even though I don't have it here with me right now. And I reviewed my review that I did before on it. It kind of even sparked more memories. And I think I can tell you, honestly, which one I prefer. So as you can tell, they're both very, very similar vehicles. They probably are the perfect matchup. They're like direct competitors, seems like to me. That's probably why I like them, because they're so similar. The size-wise, they're practically identical. Inside and out, they're pretty much identical. Probably the ground clearance are so close it doesn't really matter which one you have. If you're like going off-roading, probably depends more on your skills to make a difference. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, and I know I'm a Liberty guy, Liberty. But I gotta say, Nissan does some things better than Jeep in my initial impression. So I did some work on the Xterra, like I changed the brakes and stuff. So I got underneath the vehicle pretty well, and I've been underneath this vehicle too. And I gotta say that the Xterra feels like a really well-built, solid vehicle. All in all, it feels really, really solid. This one, it's even like I guess the way it drives, the way it handles, maybe the sway bar or whatever, maybe have a stronger sway bar. But it just felt like one piece of iron. It was just tough feeling. Not to say that the Liberty feels bad. It just doesn't feel as burly. Like this, there's some senses sometimes you feel like maybe this wasn't the most, they put up the most money into it or whatever. But it's still a great car. I love my Liberty. Don't get me wrong. So, but and then the Xterra I had was a basic model, so it wasn't completely, exact model to compare it with. But all in all, I think they're probably all about the same. Now, for looks department, let's go with looks first. The Liberty, the Xterra I had was really crappy looking. So this one by far looks better than the one I had. But there are really nice Xterras out there. You get the one with the four-wheel drive, and I forget what they call it, the 4X trim or something. You know what I'm talking about. They look really tight. They look really good, really tough, really burly. Got good tires on their stock. And it looks really good. And so I would have to say, even though I do love the way the Liberty looks, I think I would lean upon the Xterra on the look department when it comes to a nice, decked out. I'm talking about from the factory, not like aftermarket stuff. But like if you got the highest end Xterra and the highest end Liberty from the factory, I think the Xterra looks better. It does. I think so. That's just my opinion. Interior-wise, I do like the Jeep steering wheel, and I don't have a problem with like the gauge cluster. The center stack here, I say I like the Liberty's better. It looked cleaner. It looked more solid. It had a nice, tough feel to it. It looked like it was just better built. This one, I don't know. It's nice and all. It's nice enough. I'm not really super impressed with the center stack here on the Liberty. I did like the one on the Xterra. I think this one feels like they just like threw some parts together. Hey, we need a radio. Throw a radio in there. Get those gauges from the other cars. And they put the AC in there. Nothing like Liberty about it. It's just pure generic, which is fine. It's okay. So all in all, I felt like the center stack. I liked it, the Xterra. The seats, I had leather seats on the Xterra, so I had to go Xterra on the seats, I think. All in all, I feel like the Xterra was a better built vehicle. And the motor, oh my goodness, the motor had more power. It was a 4.0 versus a 3.7, and it was like higher tech. It was like 4 valves per cylinder, and it revved really high. It revved real smooth. It just had that kind of racy feel to it. It had a really good feel. The motor was great. And the Liberty's motor is more commercial feeling, more trucky. It's a good motor. I like it. It's fine. It's enough power. The Xterra is definitely faster. Um, and then let's see here. So get the looks, the interior, space-wise, they're pretty much identical. I think the Xterra had a little bit more, but it's close enough. I wouldn't pick the Xterra for the space advantage or the comfort advantage if there is any. It's probably so close. Xterra looks like it's cooler. Now, and also there's another big part of it as well. It seems like the Xterra, like I was trying to change the spark plugs on the Xterra. Oh my goodness. Forget it. You got to take out the engine pretty much and just put another engine there. It's so complex. I didn't even bother. It was hard to get to. That being said, the Liberty, on the other hand, it's a very easy vehicle to work on. I think it's one reason why people like them so much. You open it up, the engine's right there. You got the access to the whole engine. It's cleaner. It just seems like an easier car to work on. Now, granted, you might not have to work on an Xterra motor. They're very reliable. Liberty motors, I don't think they're bad. They're not bad. It's not like a horrible engine. You know, it's not like it's the Wrangler engine. Oh, wait a minute. No, but it's just relatively reliable. I haven't had any problems with it so far. I've only had it for like 3 months. But I hear good and bad things about them. But they're easy to work on, so I'll give them that. So I do like that fact about the Liberty. Like I would not be intimidated to try to work on things myself. On the Xterra, I didn't want to touch it. I just didn't. It just seems too complicated. All right. Now, there is a big term. So you're asking me, okay, so you pretty much sound like you like an Xterra. Why'd you get a Liberty, punk? Well, I didn't. I liked it enough. I liked the like I said, the build quality, the way the motor ran. But believe it or not, there was something I didn't like about it. And one thing I really like about this car, let's talk about gas mileage. The Xterra was worse. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, but they're similar, but the Xterra was worse on gas. Bigger motors, probably heavier vehicle. It feels heavy. All right, the one thing I like about the Liberty over the Xterra, can you guess what it is? It's a Jeep? No, come on. Yeah, that's cool though, don't get me wrong. But what I really liked about the Liberty is I like the way it drives. It drives better. It drives better than the Xterra, much better. It's a lot more cruising car. It cruises. The Liberty, it was heavy, it was solid, the engine was smooth, but it was kind of a harsh ride. It didn't take bumps well. It had a little wobble in the steering wheel that just would never go away. Couldn't figure it out. Apparently it was a common thing. I wouldn't say a total death wobble, but it was always there. And it was annoying. I didn't like it. And also, like on this one, you could be on a freeway just cruising, you know, just kind of just chilling, you know, just cruises. You feel like you're secure in your lane. You can position if I want to go to the right side of the lane, hug that line. It'll stay there. Go over to the left side. You want to hug that line? No problem. You want to like cradle the middle? No problem. The Xterra was never really secure in its lane position. It kind of wobbled. It was kind of like it was never really steady. You always felt like you're a little bit on your toes and didn't take much of a wind to kind of like knock you over. Let me tell you a little story. If you're familiar with Virginia, in the Virginia Chesapeake Bridge Tunnel, I think that's what it's called. This huge bridge, and it goes way up, and it goes under the water, and you're like way underwater, so the ships can go over you. So you're like, it's kind of scary, to be honest with you. But the problem is the lanes are this wide. They're like, 3 inches more narrow than your car. And then there's only 2 lanes, one up, one back. And they had like tractor trailers going through here, among other cars. But man, it's like trying to keep that thing in the lane, and you're trying to like stay to the right as much as you can. And the car is kind of squirmy a little bit, and it squirms. I was white knuckling it. It was terrifying. I never wanted to do it in the Xterra. I did it a couple times. I never liked it, and I was like, let's go around. It's only 8 more hours, but I didn't like it. This one, no problem. Just cruise. Just take your position. And you're just relaxed. Because you got, well, I'm not going to get into the Chesapeake Bridge, but trust me, it was scary. So that is why the main reason is it drives way better. The Liberty drives way better than the Xterra. It's a comfortable drive, it's more relaxing, better on gas. And yeah, it's probably, just as capable. It feels good to be an Americana. I think for some reason Americanas, they fit the American person. The Xterra was nice. It looks cool. It looks tough. But it was like you're afraid to work on it, which is not good for a freaking four-wheel drive vehicle that you're going to go thrash it around. And it just didn't drive well. So there you have it. That is my take. What do you think? Which one would you prefer? I can't think of anything else that I really stood out in my mind about the two. But anyhow, if I think of something, I'll bring it up later. Thanks for watching Paul's Take, and that is my take on which is better, the Xterra or the Liberty. And I say Liberty, 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 Liberty. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and buy a t-shirt. It's on the link below. I'll put it up there eventually, maybe not right away because I'm kind of lazy. But thanks for watching Paul's Take.